most of the water on Earth is salt water that you can't drink.
Right.
And there's a limited amount that's fresh water.
How much of a
By the way, all the
boon to
glaciers are
society-
fresh water because it's frozen rain.
Right.
Frozen rain. Here's something that no one talks about. When the glaciers melt, where does the water go? Where does it go? Just tell me. You know the answer. Just
Into the ocean?
back in the ocean. Okay. So, but this is now non-salty water going into the ocean. So you're mixing fresh water with brackish water. And they occupy different places in the vertical profile of the ocean. And because salt water is heavier than fresh water. So fresh water occupies the top.
Right.
But it's not as salty as the water at the below. And there are circulations in the ocean, not only up and down, northern latitude, southern latitude, like the Gulf Stream. There's also circulation top to bottom. And the combinations of all these circulations create the stability of the ocean. If you disrupt that, oh my gosh. There are animals, fishes that can't live anymore where they used to be because the salt level is different. And so some animals might go extinct. Some weather patterns will change because the ocean affects climate. So this is why climate modeling is so critical yet so complicated. This is because there are a lot of variables that show up.
Why can't we take the salt out of the water?
You can. It just takes energy. You can do it.
But why isn't that been being done on
You can. You have to
scale?
ask. Who's paying for the energy? Where are you getting the energy from? It's an energy thing.
But I would think that would be very valuable. I mean, think about how many people buy
It's not
bottles of
valuable
water.
enough yet. That's the point.
Well, is it that
It's pure. It's
or is
just
it
it's
that
just money, dude. It's just money. You can ask, what does it cost to ship a half pint of water from Fiji? Okay, whatever the hell is the square bottle that you buy in Fiji water? Is it Fiji, right?
Yeah.
Fiji water. What does it cost to bottle that in Fiji, ship it here, relative to desalinating the ocean? It's cheaper to ship a pint to Fiji. There'll be a day when that's not the case. And future wars are going to be fought over who has access to fresh water. And the value of water will go up. And by the way, the value of water in space is $10,000 a pound. So if you lasso a comet and you say this is a lot of fresh water, I guess you can bring it back down to Earth, but that's expensive. You're better off selling it to NASA for $9,000 a pound because it costs them $10,000 a pound to put water into orbit.
So you're better off keeping it up there and somehow or another.
Yeah. So if you harness water in space, you're better off trading in space with it than bringing it back down to a planetary surface. At the moment, the economics favor that.
What is the desalination process?
So it's simple. You just evaporate the water. It's basically a still.
Right.
It's a distillery, right? So here's a pocket of water that's highly salty, and you just heat it. The H2O evaporates, leaving sodium chloride behind. And at the end, you get this salt deposit at the bottom of your dish, at the bottom of your vessel. Oh, wait a minute. What happens to lakes that used to be there, salty lakes that used to be there that aren't? There's a salt deposit. That's the source of our modern day salt. This is what I tweeted the other day, that all table salt is sea salt. It just came from long buried prehistoric evaporated seas. So salt mines, and I was told by some geologists, I had a narrow usage of the word mine. When I think of a mine, I think of a hole in the ground. Mm-hmm. But mining operations include surface operations as well. So there's surface lakes that have evaporated, and you get salt from that, as well as the mines that you would dig down deep below. So all of that is a mining operation. My tweet only reference the buried ones, but it's all from evaporated waters. It's all from evaporated. It's all sea salt is the point.